Hello, YouTubers. Today I'm gonna tell you about when I had appendicitis and had my appendix removed. I think it was grade 8 or grade 9. Can't remember now. It was, pretty sure it was grade 9. Yeah, grade 9. Before that, I had been getting these little pains in my chest every now and again, and wasn't sure what was happening. And then everyone thought I was just faking though. But one day I ended up just having this massive pain all day when I was at school, and later that day I went to the office and they told me if it gets worse to come back again, and then it did. So I went back, and then they got my mum to pick me up. I went to the doctors about, I don't know, it would have been straight away probably. I can't remember. The doctors said to get me to the hospital because I have appendicitis. And so we quickly drove to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, I remember trying to cope with the pain. I remember the car was a bit shaky and it was helping cope a bit, so I was also like rocking my body a bit too to help, and it did actually help me a little bit. And yeah, and then when we got there, we sat in the waiting room for an hour or two. I can't really remember. I remember having to pee in this small little plastic cup thing, whatever it was. Those small pee things. I'm sure you all know what it is. Anyway, that was done, and then they ended up taking me into the one of the beds. So I laid there in pain, talking to several different doctors for a couple of hours, talking and talking and talking, and the whole time across from me, like normally I pass out the sight of blood, across from me was this guy with a nail going right through his fucking foot, and blood just everywhere, and I was just there in so much pain I just couldn't be stuffed. They asked me how much I rated the pain. I'm pretty sure I chose a 6. And they said, well, you're brave because normally people rate it much more than that. And they said 10 would be pregnancy, and I'm like, oh, okay. Normally people apparently rate like 8 or 9, so yeah. Anyway, then later on I stayed on the bed, of course. They took me to, I think I stayed on the bed, and I walked to another bed, I can't remember. I ended up getting taken to this other part of the hospital where they, put a needle that was gonna make me, anesthetic or whatever, to let me sleep while they did the operation. So they did that, and then a few minutes later I ended up dozing off to sleep, but apparently I was still awake talking. I just forgot everything that happened after that. Later on that night, about, I think it would have been 3 AM, I woke up and my mum was sitting next to me there at the hospital, and and this TV and this drip in my arm and lots of other things just sticking out of my arm. I was concerned about that a bit, but I was on too much different needles and stuff to even speak properly. My words were mumbled and everything. Then later I ended up going, later in the morning anyway, I had a little bit for breakfast, really tiny bit. I ended up walking down to the toilet, and then I came back, I'm pretty sure, and then later that day I went, I think it was that day, later that night, would have been about, I don't know what time, I ended up going home and having weeks of school. Because the doctor said to, I think it was like 6 weeks or something. All my grandparents, were always there with me. I would have used the time to watch movies, but I kind of forgot to. Can't remember what I did exactly. All I know, I tried eating crepes, and yeah, they had chocolate, Nutella stuff in them, so they made me feel really sick. So I ended up vomiting, and yeah. So I never ate crepes again for a while until the appendicitis wore down. And then after it got bad, yeah, I ended up having this beanbag set up on my bed, so I didn't lay down flat. I was like, had my head on the beanbag and then the rest of my body, yeah. And then eventually I went back to school and stuff, and yeah, whenever I started running or dancing really fast, after a while it would start to feel weird because I wasn't used to it anymore. And then eventually I did get used to dancing and running and stuff again. Thank God. I run faster now than I've ever used to run, actually. Yeah. That's about all I can remember, really. Yeah. That's my appendicitis story. Hope you enjoy. I'll be posting a few videos today. Like if you like this video, I guess, and yep.